Welcome, angels. Thank you for joining me in this sacred space today. Today, I felt very much so inspired just to come on and shoot a video to talk about the current energy that we're experiencing, this sort of an energy update. So, the pressure is on. It's funny because as I say that, it's been on for quite some time. But for me personally, I kind of coined 2025 the year of the guardians, right? This rise of the guardians, this dawn of the guardians. And I say this because for years, generations, many of us have been being initiated into the mysteries, right? We've been going through these dark nights of the soul, these diving into the depths of these shadows and learning how to hold space for ourselves and transmute the energy. And now we've sort of come to this tipping point, or what I often call this changing of the guard, where now there's many of us ready to step to the fore as new earth leaders, as guardians, as stewards of a new paradigm, right? We often hear of new earth and this new paradigm, right? So what's going on now, the current energies that are going on, I'm shooting this, it's April like 22nd, I think, 22nd, 2025. Yeah, time, it's a trip, huh? So currently the energies have been extra intense. And it's funny because even as I say that, it's not so much that the energies that we're receiving, the energies themselves, are intense. It's more so that we, and I'll get into what I mean by we are waking up to a whole new octave, to a whole new layer of embodiment. So, something that I touch on often and I dive deeper into some other spaces is that we are directly connected to the earth, right? We know we're directly connected to each other. And the way that we are connected to each other is essentially through this morphogenetic field, right? This field of light, sound, and consciousness that we are all a part of. The morphogenetic field is essentially the blueprint, the template for reality. And within this morphogenetic field, each of us exists with a multidimensional body, a multidimensional crystal body. The earth exists with a multidimensional crystal body, right? And again, we'll touch on these topics deeper in later videos, and I go much deeper in my Patreon. But essentially, just as we have chakras, right? And we have meridians and energy channels that run energy through our body. We have kundalini currents. So too does the earth. The earth has chakras, right? Vortexes. The earth has ley lines. The earth has a consciousness, right? Her physical body, she has a consciousness and a multidimensional body. And as we ascend, as we awaken, so too does the earth. It's funny because as I say that, I can't really say which one goes first. It's very much a symbiotic relationship. And just as we awaken together, so too were we sleeping together, right? So when there is distortions running through these ley lines, so we can think of these ley lines and the Earth's energy systems. Another word for this is the Earth's grids, right? So the earth has grids and a template, and we have this template. We have grids. We have energy channels and systems, right? So when there's distortion in the earth's grids or the grids in the body of human beings, there is distortion in the earth, right, or human beings. So basically what I'm saying is they're interconnected. So when there's distortions in the earth's grids, there's also distortions in our multidimensional light body, our crystal body. And this is big, guys. To learn about our multidimensional anatomy is a tool that is amazing. And it is the ultimate tool, in my opinion, for freedom and liberation and to really understand what it means to be God. Anyways, so when there's distortions in the earth's light body, so too are there distortions in our light body, right? And so for thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. I couldn't give you an exact time, for a very long time, many generations. The Earth's grids have been purposely targeted and distorted, abused. So there's been different implants and different systems and even reversal grids that have been running. So what happens when there's a distortion in the grids of any being in the multidimensional light body? That multidimensional body is not able to communicate effectively, right? So what does that mean? So we are more than just a physical being. This is an example. The Earth is more than just a physical place, a physical being. We are physical, emotional, spiritual, energetic, and so much more. We actually have a very vast multidimensional light body structure. And in the inherent divine blueprint, we were always designed to, over the course of our life, more of our soul would come into our body. And what I mean by that is the layers of and levels of our aura and our light body, our multidimensional crystal body, would progressively begin to communicate with itself. So we would go from knowing ourselves as just a human, right? So just Steve in Steve's body. And then you would begin to know yourself as a soul. You would begin to know yourself as an oversoul, a monad. And more, your consciousness would expand, or you would expand to download and integrate and embody your higher stations of consciousness. This process is ascension, okay? And this has always been a natural part of our journey. You know, sometimes people would think, okay, this search, this spiritual seeking, this is we do this from a place of bypassing or running away from the real world, and that couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is that this spiritual seeking, this spiritual journey, the journey of enlightenment and ascension that we desire to go on is an inherent part of our bioevolutionary system, right? So it's very much natural. So this is always how it was designed to be, and because of different energies and things at play that we can get into another time, the Earth in all her glory, her multidimensional light body, and her chakras, vortexes, and most importantly, her stargates have been perpetually targeted. And because of that, because of the abuse that she's endured, right? Because when we look at our lives, just like with humans, I often say this, it's so easy for us to say, well, I had a roof over my head, my parents loved me, I didn't have it as bad as that person or those people in third world country. And while it's beautiful to be grateful, right? Being a human in today's day and age is inherently traumatic. And that's not by accident. Because what happens is when, our physical body, it's not just that we have a physical body and a consciousness. Our physical body is an integral part of our consciousness, okay? So when our physical vessel, when our human self, our anatomy, our bodies are perpetually abused and traumatized, right? We're born into this system that has us believe that we are separate, that we have to work on this rat wheel and then die. And all of these belief systems are perpetually, are perpetuated. And as well as, feeding us poisons in our food and our air. We know about all these things, right? So when this happens, when our physical body is traumatized, when the Earth, right, we are taking her minerals and her resources with no awareness, no love, no care, no unity, right? When we are perpetually abusing her, the same thing happens, that our body begins to close down in a way. The trauma is so much that our true identities, our higher stations of consciousness, what I'm going to coin our angelic self, cannot fully land and take dominion in this body. So when we think of Christ, right? Christ, for me, being spirit and matter, the true Christic teachings being the teachings of bioregenesis and how to bring our multidimensional stations of consciousness and embody them in this reality. And this is what I believe Jesus Christ and many other ascended masters were actually teaching us, is that this process of embodying our higher stations of identity. So when this abuse and these cycles of trauma have been perpetuated systemically and purposely to make it so people's angelic consciousness, their true consciousness, their higher stations of identity cannot fully land in their physical vessel, cannot fully embody. And so what I mean by that is that we're not able to run these original energy currents, these eternal life energy currents through our system. Right? So through our ley lines, our meridian, our organic kundalini currents, our chakras, our light body is not able to activate to a place where we're able to connect with our higher stations of consciousness and then embody those levels of consciousness. So the same thing has happened for the earth, right? Actually, the earth has kind of been the main target of all of this. So the earth has, just like us, we have shut down. It's the best way I could say it. Essentially, and what this video, what this energy update's about, is our numbing shields. We have put up numbing shields. The earth has put up numbing shields. And this isn't like a conscious thing where we say, okay, we're putting up these walls. What it is our body, our nervous system, which is huge. It's very much, our bodies are these biospiritual technologies. Right? So our nervous system, our bodies have shut down. We couldn't handle the trauma, the abuse. Again, the truth is that we are these highly sensitive divine beings, angelic beings, highly sensitive. We reside as one in unity consciousness. So when one of us hurts, we all hurt. When the earth hurts, we hurt. And because of this, over again, generations and hundreds, thousands, millions, whatever, such a long time, these cycles have been perpetuated. We have built numbing shields. Whether it goes beyond numbing ourselves with drugs, TV, food addiction, and all the other good stuff. Not so good. All the other stuff, right? It's less conscious and more of a survival mechanism, a coping mechanism that we have done where we've shut down, we've tensed our nervous system. Many of us are walking around tight. Our breath is shallow, right? We distract ourselves. We can't bear to open our hearts. Because the truth is that when we open our hearts, we don't just open to love, or we do. Essentially, we open to love. And because we truly open to love, true love, which is so beyond this word and the way that we know it, it is the fabric of the universe. It is God itself. When we open to this level of consciousness, this is union. This is unity. And when we step into union and we open ourselves to this degree of love, we have to allow it all in. We have to feel it all. We can no longer hide. So this energy update, what we are experiencing now, which is actually a tremendously beautiful thing, not easy, right? Doesn't always feel beautiful, but it is a beautiful thing. What we are experiencing now as a collective is our numbing shields are coming down. Again, so what does this mean? Why are our numbing shields coming down? Because the energies that we have been receiving for a long time, right? There's not just a generation of light workers. There's generations of light workers dispersed, right? Some people would say this, there was different waves of volunteers starting in the 50s, but we look and there was people writing books and discussing these things long before this. But there have been generations of light workers who have been repairing and doing their work in their light body. Again, repairing our light body is repairing the earth's grids, right? Repairing the earth's grids, repairing our light body, this is true ascension. So we've been doing this work for generations. I often say we are the ancestors and we are back. Many of us have been doing this work for lifetimes. So now we've come to this culmination, and I say the changing of the guard because we've done such beautiful work to heal ourselves, heal our light body, come home to unity consciousness, that our numbing shields have no choice but to come down. This is because these true eternal life, divine Christic currents that are coming into our solar system that have been here, right? They're beginning to run through the Earth's grids. The Earth's crystalline grids are coming online again. She is coming home. Her higher stations of consciousness, her soul, is landing more fully into her physical vessel. She is ascending, right? And for each of us, our light bodies, we have healed our light bodies, our energy systems are awakening, and more of these currents are coming into our body. More of these divine eternal life currents are running through our physical vessel, and therefore more of our angelic self is landing, is coming home, is truly incarnating in this dimension. And so as our angelic self comes home, again, we are highly sensitive beings. We are pure love. We are. I promise you, the deeper you dig, the more you will find that we are pure love. And words only do so much. I say these things, it's like love, it's so beyond what I can convey to you in words. I hope that as this transmission comes through, we can allow the energies to convey some of this message. So our angelic selves are incarnating, we are landing in our physical vessels, and therefore our numbing shields are coming down and our sensitivity is coming back online. This, while incredibly beautiful in the grand scheme of things, it is also highly excruciating. Highly excruciating, right? Because we put on these numbing shields again for so long, for lifetimes. We try to bury the pain in our cellular memory deep inside our body. We've created sicknesses and cancers, right? We've tried to hide. We tried to hide because we couldn't possibly bear the abuse any longer. But the magic and the truth is that as more of ourselves are landing in our bodies, as we are running these eternal light currents, these Christic currents through our light bodies and through the earth's grids, this is our healing. We are living in times of prophecy, in the time of a birthing of a new golden age, an ending of a long, dark age for humanity. So as we're coming home to ourselves, as we're running these currents, as we're embodying, what does this also do? This ascension, right? This Christic intelligence, this Christic architecture is unity consciousness. And we talk about this a lot. Again, and words only do so much because these are such vast mysteries. So we discuss unity consciousness. What does that really look like? What does that really mean? Many of us can understand conceptually, maybe, that we are one. But what is it like when every cell in your body begins to vibrate and resonate with that eternal truth? Well, it's a mystery. We're on the journey. But part of what happens is, again, we have to come to know that when one of us suffers, we all suffer. When one child starves, we all suffer, right? When the earth is abused, we are all abused. So it's heavy, and at the same time, it's the ultimate light. So as this is happening, guys, many of you will notice, many of you are noticing that your sensitivity is increasing. Your sensitivities are coming back online, whether this is your gifts, right? Your gifts of empathy, your gifts of healing, whatever your gifts may be, the gift of you, right? These things are coming back online. And I promise you, there will be a time, because when we say we are these beautiful, sensitive, angelic beings, okay, this is not these little docile creatures, these little weak creatures. We are Christed beings, representative regions of the Most High, our Mother, Father, God. We are light warriors. We are angels. So we are coming at this time. We have come at this time in generations of light workers. We are here to embody the change the world needs. And when we say embody the change, again, this is through our light body, through this original divine architecture. So this is what's happening now. And there's different waves, right? As I feel the energies coming in. So there's different waves in the sense you may be in the depths, because this is going to keep going, guys. This is a spiral. Oh, you got to laugh at that because it's like, okay, let's do it. But this is a spiral, right? This spiral of consciousness and of awakening. This is our journey. Okay, so you may be right now in the midst of deep pain and shadow. And what I want you to know, on one end, it's not only yours, even though, again, we're all connected. So it's not just yours. But this too shall pass. Know that if you are in the midst of this pain, of this density, you're feeling grief, anger, rage, sadness, confusion, whatever it is, know that you are doing the work, not the work just for you. You are doing, and I wish I could, you are doing the work of liberation. You are doing your part in liberating humanity, liberating the earth from this oppression, from this false slave matrix, from this fallen system. So if you're in the midst of this grief and this pain and this heartache, and maybe you don't even know why, you don't see why in your life this would happen, or maybe you do, maybe you're revisiting memories that you pushed out, memories from your childhood, memories from another lifetime, whatever it is. Know that you are a part of this family of light. You are a part of this resonance, right? You are in this frequency of stewards, of guardians, of these angelic guardians who are here to do this work at this time, to clear these reversal programs, to clear this miasm, to clear this karma from our architecture, right? With both within the earth and within ourselves, so that we can restore it to this original divine template. This is the Christos realignment mission. This is why we are here. So, and on the other side of this, there's such beauty, guys. If I could invite you to do anything, because I wish there was more I could do to alleviate the pain. But here's another coin of unity consciousness. As I explore this, it's not about if you're with somebody else, truly with them in this consciousness, and their heart's hurting, they're angry, they're in pain. It's not about changing it, because there will always be in a range of emotions. It's about, I am with you. It's about being together. And whatever we go through it together. And this is beautiful. This is unity. So, there's nothing I can do or I could say that will change the experiences you're having, the grief or the pain. But what I can invite you into is in those moments, if it's safe, what I do, I light a candle, I open sacred space. I invite Mother, Father, God to hold me. Hold me in their love, hold me in their embrace. I call on the courage, the wisdom to allow the energies to flow through me. And I've experienced such these massive releases, these giant cathartic releases where I'm clearing so much pain, grief. I'm the victim and the predator. I am the child, I'm the mother, I'm the father, I'm it all. The man, I'm the woman, right? I'm everybody, and in that I am all the pain. And simultaneously, I am the deepest depths of ineffable love. Ineffable love, guys. These are, again, I can only say so much in words. So in this experience, if you can cultivate the safety, right? And how do we cultivate safety? We fill our nervous system with divine love. How do we do that? We create space. You need space with just you and God in sacred space. You and the divine, right? Again, I use the word God. Use whatever word you want. I use the word God because I choose to reclaim the word God. Use source, unconditional love, universe, or nothing at all, right? But you need to make space to sit just you in the divine, you and God. Light a candle, whatever your practice is like, whether you dance, whether you sing, whether you sit in silent meditation. Create space. And I promise you, from that space, all the seeds will be sown that will be necessary for your healing and our liberation. And again, this is so much more. If you resonate with this part of the message, it's not even just your healing anymore. Not that it was ever just your healing. We're all connected, but we are doing massive planetary grid work, massive liberation, massive morphogenetic restructuring, rehabilitation, right? So what I can tell you is to craft that space. It's crucial, and it will become more and more crucial. See, we're blessed to be conscious on this path. There's many people who are not, they have no whatever belief system. Maybe they have no belief system, or they have a belief system that's oppression, that tells them they're unworthy, that they're inherently bad or a sinner, right? Or they don't believe in anything at all. And that's, everyone has their own journey. But for me, I'm so grateful to have the awareness, to have the knowing of my divinity and my covenant with God. So I'm able to walk through these changes consciously. I'm able to walk through the valley of shadows because I understand. Well, as I say that, I'm like, not that I understand, but I feel, right? So I'm walking this path. So in this time, again, the key is to create space. That's all you got to do. Create space, light a candle, sing, dance, take the time, just you and God. And in that space, you will allow the clearing to happen. The next thing is understand what's really going on here. Understand that this is a massive rehabilitation mission, right? That we've been doing actually for lifetimes. Right? This massive mission that we are on to restore this time matrix, to restore the fallen matrix. So here we are in this cycle, and we're doing this work, and this is a blessing. So know that you are here doing this work, and know that if you're experiencing this resensitizing, the coming down of your numbing shields, this massive amount of purging, this is because, again, more of yourself, more of your true angelic nature is taking dominion in your physical body. And this has way more gifts than it does pain. You will begin to awaken to more and more of who you really are and why you're here. So, as we walk this path, ask for help, reach out. There's community. We're here as a tribe. We're here as a family of light, right? And I will be here to support in any way I can. I thank you all for doing this work, for allowing this to be done, for allowing these higher divine energies to integrate into your system, and for walking this path of the light warrior, right? Walking this path of the angelic being, of the angelic human, walking this path of the guardian. So thank you so much. So many blessings to you on your path.